program.
You so much.
So we want to get to know you. Who is Professor Stella Odebode?
Yeah.
We want to get to know you, where you were born, where are you from, what are the things that makes you, the things that makes you tick, to become what you are today.
Thank you very much, ma. Like you said, I'm Professor Stella Olushola Odebode.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Elisha, but my hometown is Bongon.
Okay.
My father is from Bongon, my mother is from Mudakeke, and my husband is from Mudakeke. So, but I was born in Elisha because my father was an architect and my mother a teacher, a school teacher. So I went to school in Loros Primary School in Elisha. And after leaving there, I was very brilliant. And then they had to give me double promotion to, I think I finished in primary 6. And then I gained admission, because my father wanted us to come to our hometown to know the hometown very well. So he said we should go to Bogodemo Anglican Grammar School. So as at that time, Bogodemo Anglican Grammar School was a male-dominated school, and they made it a mixed school. Now I became the head girl in Form 1.
Head girl in Form 1?
Yeah. So because it just started, and then because I was performing the second time, they said, oh, we have to choose our head girl because I was performing beyond what our principal expected. Then
I would have thought being an head girl would have been in probably Form 5.
Exactly. But my principal then late Adeyemo saw the good qualities that I had, and then said, no, it's better for us to have someone who will be in control of the girls in the school. So because it now became a mixed school, then we started, as the foundation, girls of that particular school. And
so, face bullying, let me just ask, as a head girl in Form 1, were you bullied by the senior girls?
No, I wasn't bullied because I was just bent on making sure I would do very well so that I can retain that position. Aside from that, I was thinking of going to school, university in good time. So I think maybe they saw that because I was very, very humble because I didn't get into my head because I had a focus that I must do well, So that went, and I finished in 1976. No, yeah, I think I finished in 1976. In 1976, now I got admission to university. And then, we used to have these concessional exams. You can do examinations to 3, 4, 5 universities at a time. Yeah. So, like I said, I wanted to be a doctor because I felt that with all of this, not a medical doctor, just a doctor of whatever thing I chose to do. So I used to write doctor so on my textbooks, even then. Because I was doing well in school to the glory of God, and my mates saw me as someone that was really doing well. They would always ask me questions and all of that. And then, in those days when they give you gifts at the end of the session, the best student in mathematics, best student in physics, chemistry, but I will go and prepare my dresses so that I can iron it where put starch. So, I mean, the teachers and the principal especially did not want me to leave being the head girl. So I did that till I finished, and then when I now applied to universities, I was given admission in ABU, Amadou Bello University, University of Benin. I think about 5 universities,
at the same time.
Wow! And then they now also I did for Obafemi University. Then it used to be University of Ife.
Yeah.
So one day my dad just said, oh, let's just try and go to one of these universities so that you see how university looks like. And then I went. And then I said, I saw University of Ife, so beautiful. The serene environment and all of that. He drove around. And he told me, okay, which one will you now choose? Now, I said, no, Dad, I will choose University of Ife. Ife then, Ife is very tough, especially in academics. So I came in and I was doing well. And when I did well in the 100 level, I remember my father wanted to give me a car. One day he came and he brought a car. Wow. And he parked it in Moremi because I was in Moremi. And as he parked, he said he thought I was going to be surprised and I was to be happy about the car. I said, I think that you will need this car. When that time Toyota small car, a very beautiful car. They used to use it for taxi then.
Okay.
He said, I brought it for you. He said, the more remiss, I've packed it. And I said, I told my dad, I said, I'm not going to use the car for now. I'm in 100 level. So what will I buy when I get to the final year? He was surprised. I said, I don't need a car at this time. You should allow me to go through this route. Let me learn how life is and all of it. It was so surprised. He really was very, very happy, and he took his car back. And then he gave me some pocket money that made a lot of sense. But then, because of that, actually that motivated me to retain in my being the best in my class. So when I finished from Ife, then I was running for the University of Ife. I was one of the athletes. We used to run, and then they gave me a scholarship for representing Oyo State, you know, then. And so when I finished, I think through that scholarship, they wanted me to be working at Liberty Stadium, which they gave me actually. So I worked there for like 2-3 months. And I said, I don't think, you know, because I had a goal. I had a goal that I cannot be in that Liberty Stadium and become a doctor. I've been writing on my books. So to even the late Arishikola then, he used to be interested in sports. And he spotted me and I said, you take it to this. I said, no. You know, so once I get in the university, I decided now to go to University of Ife, to have a mix of universities I can go to. So I now applied to University of Ibadan for my master's degree. So they were so disappointed at the Liberty Stadium that see this person that really want to encourage you. But you see, it's good in life to have a goal. You must have a focus. You should not be distracted. I got that from my parents because my father would always tell me, what do you want to become in life? Don't allow people to distract you. Don't allow even men, because he would always tell me that when you achieve what you are supposed to achieve, men will also look for you.
Exactly.
But when you allow yourself to be distracted, you might not get to that place, and people they will just dump you. So I had it in my cortex, and I said no. I was not going to be distracted. So that helped me to actually apply for master's degree, and I got into UI. And I was happy. But I have another experience in another university.
So what's comparing the two universities?
Yeah, comparing the two universities, I know that in UI will give you what you need, deliver what they think you need as a student, and then if you work hard, you will pass well. But Ife, you might be doing well in some other areas, and then maybe it's this mathematics that is the problem. It looks like very strict. But UI is mature. Also, they treat students with maturity, you know. But the foundation I got from Ife helped me. Yeah, you cannot waste time in Ife. You must face, you must do very well. And so that one helped, the training helped me to now begin to do well as I was doing in Ibadan. So I got my master's degree, and I was supervised by Professor Lawayi. You know, she's an American. She's actually now she's my mentor. She's a mother. She's very humble. She's a white lady, but very humble, very everything, very intelligent, transparent. You know, and so when I got her as my mentor, then I said, I will have to go for PhD, because you know, don't forget I said this PhD, because I've been writing it on my book, I must become a doctor. And I was fortunate to have Professor Lawayi as my supervisor. You know, she would always tell me as a mother, she would direct me, she would not shout, you know. She would tell me that the sky is the beginning of where you can get to, and then I chose my topic and everything was fine. And coincidentally, then I was working in a secondary school. I was a teacher. I was teaching in, I think I first taught in Aberdeen College. And then I was still teaching as I was doing my PhD, because she told me that you should not lose your focus. So when I got there, then I married, because I now, you know, before I finished in Ife, I got my fiancé then, that's now my husband. And then we married in 1983, but that was after my master's. Because I began to think, my parents said, you cannot just get married and settle down and all of that. So with my supervisor then, Professor Lawayi, I told her that I wouldn't want to marry at that time. Well, she encouraged me. She said, I got married and I gave birth to all my children, the 4 boys. You know, coincidentally, I know I had all boys.
Wow.
You know? So with her encouragement, I continued with my PhD. She's probably, I got my PhD. Now she now told me, she's Stella, what exactly is your goal? I said, yes, I want to be a doctor, then impact the young ones. I call it young minds. Okay. And I said, university is the best place. I thought that working in the secondary school also would be a good thing for me because at least I am meeting with the young ones. Minds,
yes.
So I became the vice principal in HD Girls Grammar School.
Okay.
Then after I was posted to Anglican Grammar School at Orita Mefa.
Okay.
Yeah, don't forget I was married then now, so I started having my children. And then I was now posted to Akibi School 1, the one on the hill.
Yeah.
So one day she came to my office. She said, yes, you're a vice principal. She said that your school looks like a poultry house. That was then, you know. She said, Stella, do you like this place? Because now, you know, most of the schools have been refurbished now.
Yeah,
but then they look, she said, you want to impart young mind, but you can still go to teach in the university. She said, anytime there's vacancy, you should try and apply. Because as my mentor, I said, okay, I'll think about it. So when there was opening, I got the job.
Wow.
And I was so happy that I am able to go to university to teach. You know, now I got my PhD, which was my passion actually and my goal. Then I started teaching, of course, impacting life. But you see, I want to tell you, and I thank God today, that when I was in the university, I came into the university, I started having scholarships. You know, she told me that you must make sure you read. All of these things, if you don't write, you perish. You know, in the higher institution. So I started writing papers, sending papers to journals. She would guide me and all of that. And I can tell you today, I look back and I am happy and grateful to God. I've been to more than 55 countries across the continent. And when I would go for seminars, to give seminars, for conferences, for scholarships, I never paid a dime. Because you are a lady. And then we say, okay, women are encouraged to apply.
Exactly.
You know, most times you just look at it and say, what are you talking about? What am I going to use? But she told me, when you see such a thing, make sure you apply. So once my paper was accepted and I was asked for scholarship, they would give me. And that was how I was able to go to more than 55 countries. I was happy. And I was married.
So were you able to combine marital life and academic?
Yeah. You see, when I became, so I started writing papers. And I don't forget, I was getting pregnancy, you know. It's not easy, you know. So I had my first child with a boy. And I had another. Then I had 3 boys. Don't forget, I said my supervisor had 4 boys.
So you must have taken
I said it's better for me to watch this woman very well and follow well. So, but you see, I discovered that even my mentor then, Professor Olawoye, would not travel too far. You know, was concerned about the family, you know, and all of that. So she would always tell me that you should take care of your family. Because they were young. And I said, all of this going out, I wouldn't want to go out now since I have these young ones. So I would take them for lessons. I would take them to church. Then I would bring them back home early in the morning. Because my husband is a consultant. And he's a neurosurgeon. Of course, you know that neurosurgeons, they spend most of their lives in the theater. So if it's on somebody's brain, working on somebody's brain for 3, and he's still there for like 3 days, who will take my children to school? I just made up my mind. I said, no, anything that will take me out like that will not allow me to have time for the children. Because my husband had time, but of course, if he had to be on the brain surgery, how will he come home to take the children to school? So I just decided to call it, let me just wait until they are big and they are able to take answer. And then God answered me. And everything went well. So writing paper, I rose from lecturer 2. When I came into university, actually from the Oyo State, government, you know that I was on level 15.
Okay.
Level 15 or 16, I was going to be a PAMSEC. like something like that. I rose to that rank. But when I went back to university, I had to start from the scratch as lecturer 2.
Wow.
And so my salary, they couldn't get my step, even on the last scale, and then the last step. I was just after. I think it was after 3 years. Was, because what I was supposed to be earning should be more than step. I don't know whether it's 15 then or 10 or something.
Okay.
But I endured it, and I said, this goal, I must achieve it. So after I rose to lecturer 1, from lecturer 1 to senior lecturer, from 3 years like that, and I became a professor, and it was smooth for me because I was writing papers. I was focused. And that's one thing I think has helped me, I said I wouldn't want to be distracted. My goal to make this, and then now when I became a professor, even before I became a professor, I said I must impact these young people, especially the girl child.
Okay.
And that got me, interested in the girl child, and I became a gender expert, So in the university, we have another mentor, a person of Professor Abiola Odejide.
Okay.
I used to be the former, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academy.
Yeah.
And so he got in touch, and she saw my passion for the girl child issue. And so she started encouraging me, yes, now to be a gender expert, you have to do this. And so we had a gender mainstreaming committee in the University of Ibadan. And I was part of it. So we now started thinking, okay, I think we should come up with gender policy in the university, so that at least we know what the policy that guides the male child and then the girl child. And she took us through, and I was part of that committee. We started now writing the gender policy for the University of Ibadan, and I was part of it. And I was really interested because I discovered that one made a lot of sense for me. And to see the girl child grow, to encourage the girl child to become what they want to be. Now I am a doctor now. I think I can encourage more people to become. So we wrote the gender policy. Then afterwards, the DVC encouraged us also to write the gender sexual harassment policy. Now, Professor JJ was now going to retire, and now we had to present the policy to the Senate, University Senate. And I was looking at myself, a small person like that. How am I going to speak? How am I going to present it? How will it work? Then I think Professor Adewale was the Vice Chancellor. So I was the one that now went to present the 2 policy documents at Senate. I was praying and shaking inside of me. Eventually, the 2 policy documents were approved, accepted, and then went through the council. And so we now started having sensitization workshops. Because, it's a good thing to know everything about gender, but if you don't take people through as to what is gender, how do you, then we started doing that. We had to do sensitization workshops through every unit in the university, the administrator, the faculties, porters, security, different units, cab drivers, and it was really interesting because the management gave us a lot of support. And it helped us to be able to achieve it. Now we have the gender policy and the sexual harassment policy document for the University of Ibadan. So after all of that, now as a professor, now there was a time they were looking for people to apply for the position of the dean of the faculty. Don't forget that in our policy document, we are saying that once everybody is qualified, whether you are a male or a female, you should have that advantage. So our policy was focusing on admissions issues, promotions, appointments. So if you are a girl or a boy and you want to be the president of your association, once you have the qualification, you go for it and you get it. So that one made a lot of impacts in the university, and I really want to thank the management of the University of Ibadan that supported us, because now I became interested in both the boy and the girl children now, because they have to be what God has made them to be. In our culture in Africa, you are not supposed, even you are a girl, you are regarded as a commodity in the house, a second-rated person in the society. And so because of the culture, if you're in a house, you have 10 boys, 10 girls and one girl, one boy. that boy becomes the champion.
Exactly.
Then so the girls will be washing plates. The girls will be doing all of that, and the boy
And
will
the boy
sit
will
down
eat
and
them.
then sit down and eat and leave the table, the plate on the table. No. And you ask, if in a typical Nigerian or African family, girls are supposed to be sweeping the floor in the morning. You sweep, you wash plate, and all of that. And if you want to change, you want to put water into the radiator, they will call the boy Titi. The boy Tunde. But
like
if it's
some
Tunde,
chores are meant for the boys.
for the boys, it should not really be. So we started changing that direction so that people now will know that both boys and girls, they are important in whatever role they play in the family. That one makes me a gender expert.
Okay.
Because I've been writing papers on girls, the boys, what can they do, you can do all of that. And you see now in UI, in many departments now we have HOD that's a female.
Yeah.
Our DVC, in fact, in the past administration, we had three ladies. The DVC, Research, Innovation and Strategic Partnership, a female. The DVC account, Professor Bayeroju, a female. And the librarian, a female. So the VC is the only one I want them. And so sometimes he greets us and say, one will be you know, so that one has actually changed a lot of things, you know, in the university. You can be head of department. In fact, we see a lot of student associations. You have the girl is the president. Yes. You know, before it might not be so. Because Nigeria, Africans believe that if you're a girl, you cannot be this and that.
To be seen and not to be heard.
To be heard. So presently I'm the head of Department of Agriculture Extension and Rural Development, like you said. And I was the former dean of the Faculty of Agriculture. And I believe that we still have more of these things. You know, those even in many universities in Nigeria now, we have them as VCs. You know, ladies at VCs, and we are happy for that we are able to impact this generation, you know, for them to know that you can be a lady and you can be what you ought to be. And during our convocation, I discovered that after we started this policy issue sensitization, during our convocation, most ladies had scholarship. Best in many departments, ladies. And you see, that's how to measure the impact, you know. Yeah. They go for it. And now, we are trying to now sensitize men. Because we don't want our girls to marry morons. We want them to also realize up to it. Exactly. So we are now trying to do sensitization for the male children so that they can also...
Well, it's good. I love the fact that you're encouraging the girls, you know, to be what
they ought to be.
Yes, what they can be. You know. So it's a good thing. Yeah. Now, Ma, before we continue with that, I just quickly want to ask, why did you decide to study agriculture? I know you said you had always wanted to be a doctor, but why agric?
Yes, like I said,
it's like that
was where I was actually given admission. And so, you know, I said that...
did you apply for it? Or were you just given the course?
I think then they used to, you know, you will write 3 things or something. Okay, I can't remember it very well now, but then in those days, when you apply, you write your first choice, you write the second choice, and the third. And I was given agriculture. Okay. And I didn't want to waste time. And so when I got the agriculture as one of the things they gave me to come for, I made up my mind to do well in it, like I said. Write papers. Now that I found out that I had to write papers. But when I was in secondary school, teaching in secondary school, I was the vice principal in secondary school. I took that because it's my discipline. You taught them home gardening, how do you do, what do you plant. Food security was very, very, was my concern, you know, because the kinds of food that household eat in Africa, not only in Nigeria, is appalling. So, and you can put all of these things up at the back of your house. You know, you take some seeds of vegetable, just spray them at the back of your house. When it's in the season of maize, you put the maize seed, you put it, and it starts to grow. So that actually inspired me. And so when I came to the university setting, at the back of my house I would plant. And then we take our students for outreach programs. For example, in the University of Ibadan, we have Ile Ogbo, in Osun State.
Okay.
That's an outreach station. So the practical years to them to go in there, encourage them. In fact, when I was there, I'll be with them on the farm. You know, they love it.